Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, as usual, before we begin with this camp session, I want to start off by facing the east, giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKadosh. Those are the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son in ancient Hebrew, who you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who were taught and learned this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to all you Wag, that are serving Yahweh Shema Shine sincerity, hoping for mercy and salvation in these last days. So you would say Shalom and Yahweh Shema Shine Brakathon. So per usual, we blessed with another week, right? By Yahweh Shema Shine to come out to the highways and the byways to prophesy the downfall of America, which is predominantly known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, due to the society's confused way of living, and to also let you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans know that we are the Heavenly Father's chosen people, God's chosen people, and for you to repent and turn back to the Heavenly Father and the Son while you still can, man. So without further ado, today's date is, what's today's date, bro?
It's the 14th, November 14th.
November 14th, 2025, right? And as usual, we just gonna bring it out through the spirit, man. Something that was on my spirit before I came to camp was going into how to not be discouraged coming into these times, man. Right? Don't be discouraged, because I'm pretty sure every single last one of us, or at least you should be in the spirit of wanting this shit to kick off. All right, wanting all hell to break loose. Man, when we first came into the truth, we wanted shit to hit the fan that very same day, man. All right, but one thing that this walk is gonna teach you is patience, man. Right? Because as hopeful members of the elect, when we see certain prophecies kicking off, throughout the ends of the world, of course it's naturally gonna get us excited as hopeful members of the elect, because we hoping for this shit to happen. Right? Not only hope, but we know it's gonna happen, man. All right, and we know that in order for our kingdom to come, right, in order for the so-called white men to be thrown down, right, in order for the curses to be lifted off of Jake, in order for us to be able to live on our blessing, man. Right, because this is what we waiting on. You shouldn't be in this truth to just be in it. Just because you think it's a black power movement or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? You should be in this truth to gain salvation, man. All right, so having the knowledge, because the scriptures even say in the book of Revelations, if I ain't mistaken, it's the 10th chapter. In my mouth, it became sweet as honey. All right, but then it became bitter. Because it's the honey part, that sweet part is knowing that you're an Israelite, knowing that we're gonna get the kingdom. Knowing that there's hope for all this trouble and shit that's getting ready to come upon the earth. All right, that's all sweet as honey. But the bitter part comes. The race is not given to the swift. All right, you having to endure this shit, because shit ain't gonna hit the fan when you expect shit to hit the fan, man. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, and I've mentioned this a couple of times, but I remember the Apostle Hart, or whenever the brothers used to teach, teach the 2000s prophecy going back to the 90s. They thought that, Yahweh Shai was gonna come back in the year 2000. Yahweh Shai ended not coming back in the year 2000, and that caused a lot of Jake to basically fall out. It was a stumbling block, man. All right, but that's because Jake didn't have that patience, man, and that's a part of the bitterness when you have to be in this truth. You understand how shit is supposed to be ran. You understand, most of this shit here is off, it's wicked, and you want a new heavens and a new earth wherein righteousness dwelleth, man. But knowing that it's a possible another year, possible 2 years that you gotta be here, that shit becomes that shit can be upsetting within your spirit, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. You shouldn't be in the spirit of, if we got 5 more years, so you cool with it, like, what, fuck it is what it is. Like, nah, you should be like, man, god damn. Like, why couldn't the Lord make this shit happen any faster, man? All right, but that's a part of the bitterness of being in this walk, and ultimately, you have to have patience being in this truth, man. But if you got something that you want to bring out, bro, go ahead.
I'll just bring out it's the book of Romans, chapter 5. And I'll just start at verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh through our power, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, for whom also we have access by faith into his grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of Yahweh Shai.
Can you read that over again one more time? Bubble the shot from the top.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 5, verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with Yahweh through our Lord, through our power, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, for whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of Yahweh. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope.
And that part of that tribulation is knowing or some shit going down, or you see, you know, like with the government shutdown, for an example. All right, the government shutdown, you know, they're basically planning on opening back up. All right, they plan on giving out, or they've already been giving out food stamps again back to people. All right, but one thing that we got to realize is that there's a bigger picture to it. All right, just because, hey, when they say peace and safety, they didn't say sudden destruction come upon them. But the point of me mentioning that is because when we first heard that, we like, man, what the fuck? This shit could be the start of something like bigger happening. All right, and then what they do, Esau double back, but we know that the Most High has this man as in a chess match, in other words, man. All right, because like I said, it's all a bigger picture to it. They doing that just for some a harder crash to come in effect, so to speak. All right, but that's a part of that tribulation, man. All right, hoping for something to happen, and then end up not even going your way. You know what I mean? We was expecting shit that the fan going back to 2020, 2021. It didn't happen. All right, that's a part of your patience being worked, man. All right, you're gonna have different upsets being in the ministry. All right, but you can't be discouraged, man. All right, you can't be discouraged. All right, because then if you be discouraged by something like that, that means that you know, the truth, you're not built for the truth, in other words, man.
Faith isn't rooted in Yahweh Shai.
Well, come on, bro. If you could, bro, could you grab that scripture in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. And I got something else right here too. This is the book of Sirach 4 and verse 28. It says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. And there ain't no telling how long, you know what I'm saying, we truly got. Now, brothers speculate through the spirit. We believe by faith, or through faith, that the Most High can make this shit kick off within this year. All right, because we still got, what, a month and a half, month of some change. So it's still a lot that can happen within, you know what I'm saying, this time space of 2025. All right, but 2026 could be that year, right? Or it may not. The Lord may just allow this man to continue this shit to 2030. And if he do, what spirit are you gonna have to be in? You're gonna have to be in the spirit of enduring until the end, all right? Because the race is not given to the swift. You notice whenever you have a particular jakes that come into the ministry, they start off on fire like a motherfucker. You know, brothers is pushing out, and I know a few jakes that have fell out that started off on fire. You know, you doing lessons, you going out to camp. Jake will be out there by himself at camp for like 2.5 hours and shit. You know, you got brothers all in group chats, brother communicating with everybody, and then within an instant, he just unheard of. You know, ain't doing lessons, ain't keeping in contact with brothers, pays dry. You know what I mean? Alright. But that's because you got certain jakes that start off too fast, man. This race is not given to the swift. Time is different to us than what it is to the Most High. Right? Do that mean that we ain't here? We literally at the window crack of this shit. You know what I'm saying? The scripture tells us in the book of Romans, the 13th chapter, our salvation is nearer than when we believe, man. All right? The Most High can be happening where they just for a short amount of time, just opening up the government, you know what I'm saying, so allow motherfuckers to be back drawn into that lackadaisical spirit, right? Then for that sudden destruction to come, man, right? The most I can have you in the spirit of since the government opened back up, motherfuckers getting food stamps like, oh, hey, nothing's probably even gonna happen, right? You can be put in that mindset. The most I can be having the government open up for this short amount of time just for you to get in that mindset, man. And then what? Shit hit the fan. Boom, within what? 2 months later. All right, this is why you can't be too quick. You know what I mean? To just drop the damn plow, man. All right, Jake got to work that endurance, man. Without that endurance, how do you expect to endure in Jacob's trouble if you can't even endure the little shit we going through now, bro? You know what I'm saying? This shit not that hard, bro. All right, but again, it's just a part of the tribulation, right? Waiting, having to wait on the Lord's time and wait for this shit to happen, because in Habakkuk 2 and 3, it's a set and appointed time for everything. Appointed, appointment. You know, when you think of an appointment, you know, when brothers have an appointment scheduled, dentist appointment, doctor's appointment, whatever the case may be, job orientation, that's for a sick particular moment, day, week, so on and so forth. It's the same thing when it comes to these prophecies, bro. Right? They all have their particular time that they're going to take place, and you being in the mindset of maybe shit gonna hit the fan in 2027 or some longevity shit can hit the fan next week, bro. All right? Shit can hit the fan next week. That's why you got to have the spirit of enduring, no matter how long the fuck we got in here, because the reward that we have waiting after is gonna be far more greater than the tribulations that we experience on the side, including waiting. Man, when we in the kingdom and we get all this shit that we finna receive, we're gonna be like, damn, that's all we had. We just had to wait for that damn long, bro. You gonna have I was just watching the elders from Mississippi. The elder Kazak was touching up on the everlasting shame and contempt that Jake was gonna have. All right, so you got Jake, you know, when we get in the kingdom, they're gonna be like, damn, I gave up the faith of the Lord. I flunked out of the truth, all because I couldn't wait an extra month. I couldn't wait an extra 2 months, a possible year or two, whatever the case may be. All right, and that's, bro, just imagine how that's gonna weigh down on your conscience, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you letting down your pops. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get your butt whooped from a kid up the street, and your pops find that he'd be disappointed in you. You know what I'm saying? That's the mindset, or that's how you gonna be disappointed in yourself when it comes to being in the kingdom, man. Right? Yahweh Shai giving you all this shit, all this blessing, just for you to, just for you to flunk out. But if y'all got something, y'all can go ahead and pull it.
I don't want to mention this precept before the scripture says you're gonna wake up. It was like if it had been a bad dream, being in this captivity. So what is it when you wake up from a dream? It's like that shit happened right away. It was quick. You woke up and next thing you know, it's like, damn, I had a nightmare, but that shit was quick. Now you can just go on with the rest of your day. That's how the kingdom's gonna be.
Yeah, that's in the book of Psalms. King is in the book of Psalms, It's basically gonna be like we woken up from a bad and terrible dream, and when you having a dream, at the moment it may seem like a long ass time. You running slow and shit. It's a big ass monster chasing you. You just running slow. Like I remember I had a dream that the predator was chasing me, and I was in that hole like moving in slow motion and shit. God. Moving in slow motion, and I was scared as fuck, and it seemed like that shit lasted forever. And then I woke up and I'm like, man, I'm glad that shit was over with. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's how it's gonna be in the kingdom. You know, I'm like, God damn, I'm glad. Like, that shit was like, but goddamn, it seemed like a long time when we was there.
I also got another precept for you.
Go ahead, brother. I'll pull it up.
Colossians chapter 3 and verse 11. Verse 12 says, like, put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering. When you go into your long suffering,
we finna grab the definition for the word long suffering, because could you read that over again, brother?
Colossians 3 and verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, and meekness, and long suffering.
Yeah, and put on as the elect. You know, when Yahweh was telling the disciples of, you know, when he was gonna come back and so on and so forth, they was in the spirit of thinking that shit was gonna happen the next day, but they end up having to what? They end up having to endure all the afflictions and, you know, the different troubles that they was about to have to go through. Right? But the spirit that you should be in is what? Being in the spirit as an elect member. An elect member, yeah, you know, you're gonna be vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. You're gonna be tired of this shit. It's gonna be days that you're gonna wake up and nigga, you just want the Most High to take you from nigga to take you in the spirit world because you tired of this shit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you have to be long suffering, right? You have to put on as the elect, right? And the attribute that an elect member has is enduring, right? Even if it's longevity, enduring, because we understand that, you know, and nothing too, when you come into this thing, man, you can't just drop the plow and expect, you know, to come back in 2 years later or some shit. You can't do no shit like that, bro. Now, you know, for some individuals, that's just, you know, how they walk plays out, right? But if you willingly just got that mindset of, ain't shit happening, shit probably gonna go back to being cool, so I'm gonna kick back a little bit, and whenever shit start picking up, then I'll start, you know what I mean? Nah, fuck no. That's a reprobate spirit. You have to be in the spirit of an elect member, right? An attribute of an elect member is what? Hey, pacing themselves in this damn walk. Pacing themselves in this walk, because every single last one of us, if you in the right spirit, we wanted this shit to kick off yesterday. We wanted this shit to kick off yesterday, but unfortunately, that ain't the case, man. You know what I mean? But we can tell just by discernment and measuring the times that we right there. We right there. All the Lord got to do is just really have this man take some shit from these motherfuckers permanently, or just dish out his MOTB. Just say fuck it and dish it out, and that's all we need. All right, but you got the definition for long.
Right here, it says in the KJV Bible, long suffering means being patient and slow to anger, especially when enduring provocations or injuries from others. It describes a person with self-restraint who does not quickly retaliate or punish, often associated with mercy and hope.
Yep, and you have to control, or you have to walk in the spirit, which is why the Lord has said, walk by faith and not by sight. You have to walk in the spirit every day being in Babylon. And the shit gets vexing being here, because everything, all the tools here are used against people like us. You know what I mean? Like the scriptures say, good against evil and evil against good. This place is full of nothing but corruptness and wickedness. You know what I mean? So imagine being in the spirit of Lot, and you're around nothing but a bunch of fags and shit. You know what I'm saying? You're around nothing but a bunch of just fucking reprobates. You know, people that are just not of the grape of the cluster, in other words. That shit gets annoying. You know what I mean? You know, this shit, I can go on and on and on about what pisses me off in Babylon. But at the end of the day, that's what come with the walk, right? That's what come with the game, right? And with you being in the spirit of an elect member, this shit gonna piss you off that much more, because you have an understanding of how things are supposed to be ran and how things are supposed to be done, right? So when it's not like that, you know what I mean? Of course it's supposed to anger you. Because if it don't, then I mean, you in the spirit of the fucking world, bro. You supposed to be mad at this shit. Imagine you being an elect member and you cool with this shit going on. You gonna get pissed off, but that's how much more sweeter the kingdom is gonna be, bro. The kingdom gonna be that much more sweeter, because you're not gonna see women with dudes walking around. You know, you see that shit every day, and this shit is vexing. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have to worry about working, slaving, you know what I mean, and not getting your daily wages at the end of the day, getting underpaid. All right, you're not gonna have to worry about none of those things. That's why the kingdom is gonna be that much sweeter, because we have to wait for it. Right? We gotta endure the trials and the tribulations that we're going through on this side in order to get that, because the scripture even tells us in the book of 2 Ezra, the 7th chapter. All right, in order for a man to inherit that city which is built, he has to pass through the dangers thereof. All right, not just through the dangers, but through the shit that's gonna irritate you, the shit that's gonna piss you off, that's gonna irk you, all of that shit. All right.
It's the book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you.
Thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. Me personally, I've been dealing with car issues for the past couple of months, back to back to back. Don't think that that's something just like a coincidence. That's just not a coincidence. At the end of the day, when you come into this walk, Shaitan is gonna be throwing little monkey wrenches in your walk to try to see what you're gonna do. But that's where once you deal with enough shit being in this truth, that's where stoicism comes in effect. You start to adapt the stoic like mindset, like my motherfucking car could blow up on me and I'm not even gonna stress about it because the Lord basically programs you to deal with that fire, man.
Hey, kind of like just to edify again, Romans chapter 5 verse 3, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations, also knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
That's how you know we got a different type of spirit than what other motherfuckers do because who do you know besides hopeful members of the elect that'll be like who'll be going through some shit, some stressful shit, but still be like, call out your how about you outside. We know what we're going through is for a reason because the Most High is dealing with us. What the Lord say, he said that he chastised those whom he loves, man. Right? I'm gonna give you an example. There may be a group of kids. My son could be amongst those group of kids, right? It can be a fucking bus finna come and hit him. The only one that I'm truly gonna be considered about is my son. All right, the other kids, if they get hit, boo-hoo, whatever. Right? Of course you don't want them to, but you care more about your son than what you do them, right? So you probably gonna yell at him like, get your ass out the street, woo. You gonna say it in a rude ass. You might even spank his ass because he made your motherfucking heart drop. You know what I'm saying?
He's not
like,
paying attention.
You're not paying attention, so you gonna teach his ass a lesson by doing what? Spanking him on his bottom. You're gonna give his ass the ride. All right, that's how the Most High does us in the spirit, bro. Right? The Most High, he'll have it to where your ribs start doing some dumbass shit. She just piss you off. You know what I mean? You may start going through some shit at work. You know, you may start going through financial issues. Right? Financial issues start going to car issues. At the same time you having car issues, you may start having issues with your family and shit. All right? That's the Most High putting you through the fire because ultimately we all being purified, man. You know what I mean? Imagine being a man of the Lord and you walk into the kingdom and you gonna say that you ain't never even been through shit. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a lame ass story. A lame ass story, and ultimately you didn't deserve it. You're gonna have to earn the kingdom, bro. That's just point blank period. And earning the kingdom comes with long suffering. What's like it? Long suffering comes with earning the kingdom, man. Go ahead.
Reading on that. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 13. But rejoice in as much as they are partakers of Yahweh's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Man, glory, when his glory shall be revealed, thou shalt also be married with exceeding joy. Why? Because, bro, look, you just put two and two together. Jay got to use their imagination on what the kingdom gonna be like, bro. I can only paint a limited vision, you know, picture of how it's gonna be. But just imagine, and even just imagine the sweet joy of being on the chariot, right? Whenever the missiles is coming, you know, because Jake can talk all that shit, you know, and say that, you know, or think in their mind that when the missiles drop, boom, it's just gonna be a quick second and you just gonna see black. It's not gonna be shit like that. You know what I mean? You literally gonna be in that motherfucker burning from head to feet. You know, all the way down to the tip of your hair follicle to your damn toenail. You're gonna be burning.
That's in the book of Ezekiel. It says, I will leave you there and melt.
You're gonna be melted like how when you leave ice cream outside in the sun and that shit melt, that's it. You're gonna be like a puddle.
You're not just gonna wake up. You're gonna be left there and melted, bro. You're gonna feel that fucking flame, bro. It's not just gonna be fucking, oh, nuclear missile, I'm getting hit. Guess what? I'm just gonna wake up in the kingdom. That's it. I wake up in the spirit. Right?
That's because that's how niggas think.
Yeah, they think it's a gunshot to the head. They think it's just booming.
Or you think you gonna kill yourself and like, nigga, the Most High, you can kill yourself and then the Most High raise your ass back up and burn you. You know what I mean?
It's just like that one scene in The Wizard of Oz. I don't know if the brother seen it, but there's a scene where the dude pours that water, man, on the witch, and she's like,
yeah,
no, she's in pain. She's screaming and crying, bro. That's how. Hey, the mighty men be gonna cry there bitterly also too. Man.
And that's the spirit that you mentioned, that being a witch, because the scriptures say that rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. And back then, if you were a witch, what they would do to you, they would burn you. So what is the Most High gonna do to you 2/3? He's gonna burn you right via the nuclear missile. Because you guys are all what? Spiritual witches, man.
I actually pull that real quick. This is the book of, what is this? 23, I believe. Like, you want to. Well, damn, I don't forgot where it was, but I know it's in the book of 2 Samuel, maybe the 15th or the 23rd chapter. Rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. And one thing about our people, brother, Jake is disobedient as a bitch. You know, you can't tell Jake shit, and you can't tell Jake shit because it's irritating me even thinking about it. Jake is just hard headed as fuck. Like, and this is why like you niggas are gonna burn on this side, bro. Because when we're coming out here and telling you, if you're not gonna take what we're saying, like, you know, into consideration and repent, even though you see all this shit going on, then I mean, the Most High just gonna have to show you, bro. You know, cause you can't do shit with just man. What the Most High did, I guess the spirit again that the Most High is bringing it out, because the elders from Mississippi was touching up on it, how the Most High shut up Jake, you know, that's being rebellious in the wilderness. You know, not only with them, but with they belongings and shit too. You know what I mean? But that's what the Most High is gonna have to do to disobedient and niggas who don't want to follow rules type shit. The Most High just gonna have to do away with you. But go ahead, bro.
I got a scripture just to edify the brother. When you said Isaiah chapter 30 verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that would not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
They will not hear it. I mean, and that don't mean that they're not gonna physically hear it, because everybody has to physically hear it.
But they're not obeying and following the laws.
But through the spirit, their spirit just can't resonate with it, because ultimately they're not chosen, right? But again, it just goes to show you why the Most High is gonna have to start over, bro. Because the majority of our people, they're not gonna get it. And do they want to? Hell no. Jake don't want to get this shit. You know what I mean? This is precious rubies and fine gold, and Jake rather go have the mirth and the clay and shit.
Hey, they living the best life here, man.
Yeah, Jake rather go hear that clay and that potter's that potter's clay and shit that the Christian church teaches them. You know, Jake wants to hear that shit. Like,
hey, because it's easier. The thing is, it's easier. In order to gain, these true gems, these precious stones, as the scriptures liken us as, it takes hard work and dedication, man. To get clay, to get this, things that the Lord don't even care about. They're picking up wood and shit, using synonyms to being Christianity and these other ways of life. It's easy, bro. The world goes along with it. Being in this ministry, hey, the scriptures say that the Most High is gonna purge us and try us as gold is tried in the furnace, man. And what does that mean? That means that what? It's not easy to acquire this, Well, to be honest, it's not easy, but it's easy in the sense that you can do it.
Yeah, like the brother was saying, like, it's easy. It's easy to go out there. There's no steps into making clay.
Right.
You can go out there, get you a shovel, and dig up some damn clay.
And that's how Christianity is. You can walk in there and do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Come as you are, is what they say.
Do whatever you want to do.
Come as you are and stay as you are on some type shit. Yeah, come as you are, but your ass got to change too. You can't come as a sodomite and stay as a sodomite.
Get that precept.
Gonna get your ass burnt up. You know what I mean? But as the brother was saying, this requires work. Think about harvesting gold, right? The processes that gold has to go through. You don't have to do that with clay. All you got to do is get a shovel, dig that shit up, and get
throw some water on it.
Throw some water on and get the hand forming bowls and shit. With gold, you gotta dig. You gotta dig.
You gotta burn it like 10 times.
You gotta find this shit. You gotta find this shit. You're not just gonna find gold anywhere. You gotta find this shit first, right? So you gotta find it, and then you gotta get it. Harvest it, put it through process, knock off impurities, and that's gonna require what? That's gonna require you to get your ass roughed up. Because when gold is going and getting them impurities knocked off it, that shit is going through fire.
And it's not just one time. It keeps going and going and going. This is why that precept says we glory in tribulation, because we look at it as what? As training. We don't look at it as you Jakes like in the world be like, man, fuck this shit. fuck this shit. I give up. I'm going back to the world. Nah, we look at it as, hey, call like I'm watching our shot because this is just purging something else that I don't see, man.
Yeah, because I bet y'all ribs, even our ribs, bro, they probably look at us crazy.
They do.
They probably look at us crazy because we serving God, right? We serving God, we coming out and teaching, but we don't got everything, You know what I'm saying? They probably look at us crazy for that.
Hey, how Job's wife was.
Yeah,
he
bro.
said, what he called it? He called her a foolish woman. He said, what? Shall not we receive good in the eyes of the Most High and not evil?
Yeah, because as a man, think about it like this. As a man, you shouldn't want to have a hella easy ass fucking life. Just think about the dopamine that's released whenever you're going through some shit and you prevail through it.
Yeah, you landed.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be the same way on our walk to the kingdom, bro. We gonna have a hella dopamine spike in the kingdom, bro. Because we dealing with all this bullshit here, but we remaining faithful, bro. You know what I'm saying? We remaining faithful, Lord willing, until the end, bro. You know what I mean? But I want to grab this. Damn, the brother had said something I wanted to. Fuck, Salak, I don't forgot.
You want to bring it up?
I don't.
Oh, you lost it.
Yeah, I lost my train of
It
thought.
was 1 Samuel, I'll just read the one that you wanted to bring out. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23, for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry, because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High, he has also rejected thee from being king.
Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, bro. And as the brother was touching up on witchcraft, when somebody's a witch, you're supposed to get your ass burnt. Right, birth the stone according to the law, famous statement. Right, it's one of the two, no doubt about that. So when you being rebellious, right, and we don't even have to look into the definition of rebellious. Everybody know what being rebellious is. When you being rebellious, you ain't listening, right? You're not respecting authority, right? So in Jake's case, Jake is not respecting the authority of Yahweh Shema Shah, bro. All right, and so what does that mean? That means that you got to get your ass burnt by thermonuclear fire, by the way, again, right, which is not going to be the average Joe stove type of heat, lighter type of heet, incense type of heat, seatbelt buckle in the summer type of ass heat. It's not going to be that type of heat. It's going to be the heat where you seeing like with those Moabites in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those two Japanese cities was talking about. Not talking about Saraki, but those two Japanese cities where Esau dropped that bomb on. They said that they were seeing their skin melting off and shit.
Vaporizing, like, bro, what?
Imagine you seeing your motherfucking skin just falling off. It's just dangling. And
Hey,
shit.
motherfuckers, shadows would imprint on the floor, bro.
Imagine seeing your own shadow imprinted to the floor, bro.
Niggas,
like, how hot that shit gotta be.
You had niggas that was in that heat. You had niggas in that heat, and what they would do is they would jump in water. They would jump in water thinking that they was gonna cool themselves off from that damn bomb. The whole time this shit was boiling hot. And it was boiling hot where people drew descriptions of what they were seeing, and they said they saw people glowing like coal, man. Glowing like coal, bro. You know how hot your fucking body gotta be to glow like some coal, bro? You just bright, and you ain't. Hey, through fear and trembling, the Lord will persuade men, bro. If y'all got something else.
I'm just gonna, right here in the KJV.
Oh, you want to read that part over to the stubbornness, that definition?
Yeah, you want me to read
because we touched upon the witchcraft, and also says right here, stubbornness is as the iniquity of idolatry. So let's see the definition of stubbornness, man.
This is stubborn KJV means, it's just the AI overview. It means in the KJV, stubborn means unreasonably obstinate, fixed in his own opinion, not to be persuaded, stiff-necked, rebellious, and resistance to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's command.
And what did the brother just quote? Through the terror of the Lord we shall persuade men. You know? And what did it say? Jake doesn't get persuaded from this. He hears this shit and laughs, scoffs, and mocks. But that's gonna get to your detriment, bro, because you're seeing World War III happening. You're seeing these prophecies crack off. You're seeing the dollar lose its power. You're seeing these wars getting really ready to start, cracking off. Hey, they just opened up the draft again, man. What do you think they did that?
In Germany too.
Yeah, what do you think they doing that for? Just to look strong? Hell no, you're asking to get ready to go out there to go fight, man. What, in World War III? Second Ezra the 15th chapter, Second Ezra the 16th chapter, all come to pass, man, prophetic book. And guess what? It's coming.
Yep, a starting point, all a starting point to an eventual breaking point. Starting point to a breaking point. Hey, In order for the end to get here, it has to start from somewhere. It has to start from somewhere. So when you seeing all nations drafting and they doing military exercises, that's not just because they just doing this shit. Just to do it. That shit costs money too. They're not just spending that shit just to do it. It's because eventually the Most High is gonna draw them into that damn third world war, which is gonna be the war to end all wars. The war to end all wars because it's gonna be nuclear. In the book of Ezekiel it says, strong like there have been ever the like. Because going back 2,000 years ago, going back 100 years ago, nobody had the capability to drop a bomb on something and melt everything in that damn city. Now they have that and they exceeded that, right? This is the most dangerous time in history. When you're seeing all these different indications happen, you got all type of shit stirring up, bro. It's like you got a cup full of Hennessy, Julio, Jose Cuervo, motherfucking Coca-Cola. You got all this shit. Mix all this shit up, drink it up. It's gonna fuck your stomach up. This is basically what it's leading to. It's gonna fuck up the stomach and shit, and it's gonna be shit everywhere, bro.
Hey, Cambodia and Thailand are back out fighting again after our supposed peace deal, man. All these piece of safety ass, piece of safety. Hey, we're gonna handle this. We're gonna stop the fight for a little bit. Hey, that's all for them for them to buy themselves a little more time, man.
And then not too long ago, it was talks about China invading Taiwan.
Hey,
I mean, if they can do that any given moment. You know what I'm saying?
They already have their ships still stationed right. They don't just have them stationed.
Russia has their ship stationed right there by
at Taiwan too. Because they know that if China invades Taiwan, then the U.S. has to go to war. But who's backing up China and Russia? Yep. So it's not as simple as Jay makes it out to be. The thing is that the Most High is putting the spirit on these presidents to go ahead and start setting up themselves to really just they have nothing but to go to. They have nothing but to go to war, man. They don't have any escape plan because what? They're all looking for the same resources. And it's the spirit that only Taiwan is the main producers of these chips. Mm-hmm. Why would the Most High have it to? It goes to show you that, man. The Most High is really in control of this whole thing, man. One main nation that all these other nations can't get anywhere else but this place. And who's all fighting for it? Russia, China, U.S. Man, the BRICS versus NATO. But then again, the NATO's gonna turn on the U.S. as well.
Yeah. So as the brother was saying, it's
it's inevitable.
Jake thinking that this shit just gonna, just take off like that. Nah, bro, because imagine like a boxing match. Yep. You got two people in there, and we ain't talking about this shit where they just in the hell going head up on some crap. No, we're talking about where they playing a chess match in that damn boxing match, where they know if they throw this shot, it's a possibility they can be countered. Where they avoiding certain exchanges and blows and shit. When you see two high level elite boxers, like Bud Crawford, when you see he's not just in that bitch throwing blows. No, he's not gonna put himself in a fire exchange that he's not gonna win. It's the same thing with these nations, bro. They all have nuclear capabilities. America and Russia is like the top superpowers, damn it, but they're not just gonna kick off and just start shooting missiles at each other because of what? The consequences that can come behind it. That's why the Most High is gonna have to put the spirit on them. You good, brother? The Most High is gonna have to put the spirit on them to get this shit going, man. And you see he's doing do minor steps, bro. Not even minor, bro. This shit is major. Major steps, bro. It looks small to the world, but it's major steps in the spirit, bro. Go ahead, slack it.
No, I was just trying to say, all these countries, they're doing strategic war plans, man, because they want this shit to elevate. I just wanted to, they're doing it with strategy, though. They're doing it for a reason, for a cause, man, because they want shit. Hey, they want to bring in that digital all, man.
Sir.
You got the precept you want me to
read that in Joel 2nd chapter.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow yea the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. May all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there had not been ever light.
And that great people was talking about the nuclear missiles. And what do people in the world like to say? I can't wait till Jesus comes back. I can't wait for God to come back and unite us all together and bring us all together so we can all hold hands and just be hugging up on each other. Fuck no. When the Lord comes back, he's coming back with the sword, man. Jake has it so, they're so Christianized and Roman Catholicized that they think that when the Lord comes back, he's going to come back with hugs and handshakes. Fuck no, he's gonna come back with a sword. Go for that.
And that's the spirit because as I was coming to camp, I was watching the elders in Mississippi, and because I was talking about how whenever the government opened up or whatever, they started issuing out like food stamps. Elder, because I was talking about how Jake was talking about, yes, God has answered our prayers. we was praying for this, and he started touching up on how Jake, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, because you got niggas that's literally in the spirit of. They want Yahweh to come, or who they call Jesus to come back, but you in a totally fucking wrong spirit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got wicked ass niggas talking about they can't wait for the Lord's return, and what end is it gonna be for you? As a matter of fact, let me grab it real quick. This is the book of
Got it?
yeah, this is the book of Amos 5 and 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord." So what end is it for you?
What end is it for you?
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. Jake, it's so easy to say, I can't wait till Jesus, quote unquote, comes back. The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, man. What do you not understand? That's why you guys gotta get out of that Christian church, bro. It's gonna lead you to hell, man. And hell is what? Synonymous to the ICBM nuclear missiles, man.
Yeah, y'all basically in there being babied in the damn church.
Back and shit for committing wickedness and shit, bro.
You basically just getting rubbed on the back and shit and getting burnt. You know what I'm saying? For being a wicked motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, though, bro.
It's the book of Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2 and 2. There has not been ever light, neither shall be any more of it.
Another precept. No, the other precept. I come this side. I'm not going to say.
Oh, come. This is the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I come to set peace on earth. I came to not set peace, but a sword.
But a sword, man. And what is that sword? We're going to bring it out in the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter. It's really going to the ICBM nuclear missiles, man. And then on top of that, you're going to have his own chariot in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, or the 7th chapter, going into the Lord releasing, flames out of his own chariot. But nonetheless, you got to...
Joel chapter 2, verse 3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning.
Flame burning.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Nothing shall escape them. That escaping them is talking about the nuclear missiles, man. And the reason it says the Garden of Eden before them is because what? Things look nice right now. You can go to places, AZ is really dry as a desert. But you can go to places like Cali, Oregon, Flagstaff, and things look nice and, flourishable plants. They got, certain, holidays where they be setting up the lights on and shit.
They have the skyline.
Yeah, they have the skyline.
You got all these skylines in these different cities and shit. You know what I mean? You got, you can go to the walk, the boardwalks, and all this shit. It look lively.
It has a sense of that Garden of Eden feel.
Like I remember when we at the prophesying, y'all know that club right across from where we be prophesying and shit, where they be in there dancing and
Flagstaff?
shit. Nah, in San Diego.
Oh, San Diego, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro.
Beach, bro.
This shit looks like it's like the Garden of Eden. You know what I mean? It's you got places flourishable. It's lively. All right, but that's how it is before the missiles get here. Because when the missiles hit, this shit gonna be a lot more devastating. Like Jake, most of these niggas in the world can't even grasp what the fuck a missile gonna do. That's why they don't take it that serious. You know what I'm saying? Jake think a missile just gonna boom, blow up a building. Couple of buildings. Nigga, that shit gonna burn up miles and miles and miles of cities with hot, excruciating fire, bro.
And if the fire don't destroy you, the radiation gonna fuck you up.
And the thing is, the Most High is gonna make that fire destroy your ass because the Most High said that your death, if you don't die in Jacob's trouble, you're gonna die by flames, bro. There's no way around that shit. You're gonna die by them flames, bro, if you don't repent.
Real quick, before you get that, let me back up. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 12 and verse 5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. The brother talked about how the Lord is going to come back with the sword. So this is what his weapon is. Verse 6, How yea, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. And he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness to be terrible, man. So, hey, the Most High is going to humble you via these ICBM nuclear missiles. And they said what? They looked at one at each other with astonishment, man. Because what? You guys didn't really think this shit was going to come to pass, and that's in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, man. If you want, I can bring that out, too, if you want to go into that.
Whatever y'all brothers want to bring up.
I got this one too, just to
up,
keep backing up on, to show you, hey, the second death is going to be a fire, man.
Yep.
You know, this is the second death, man.
Yeah, because, you know,
Y'all
with
go ahead.
the second death, you know, it's going to be, as the brother was getting into, via the way of thermonuclear missiles. And this is something that I was hearing about ever since I was, you know, since I was younger and shit.
And we used to watch movies, look at the movie Terminator and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, and so, I mean, really, bro, the Most High uses fire and water as cleansing agents, but those two elements alone should put fear in your ass to not get on the Most High bad side. Cause Jake got some shit called, what they call that shit? It's not called aquaphobia, but I forgot what it's called. You got Jake that's scared of water.
Like deep waters, yep.
You know what I mean? And I bet you 9 times out of 10, if Jake get burnt, you gonna move. And if I keep trying to burn you with something, you gonna keep backing up and running and shit. You should carry that mindset dealing with the Most High, bro, because the Most High, he used water the first time. And I'm talking about water forceful that you can't even comprehend. Imagine trillions and trillions of motherfucking gallons of water just pouring out from the heavens on top of you. You know what I'm saying? You probably have people getting unalive because of all that damn water pressure hitting, boom. You know what I mean? But just imagine, and that's the spirit all the Medomites looking and shit. Hey, y'all about to not shout Shalak on him to they bitch ass. But anyways, the fire, bro. Imagine you just, you know how like when you're younger, bro, and you gotta jump in and your mama make you like bath water and that shit be loose, so how you jump in that bitch now? That shit burn the fuck at your shit. You know what I mean? Imagine what the missiles is gonna feel like, bro. You know what I mean? But Shalak, go ahead.
Hey, what the brother was trying to say is called thalassophobia, man. You know?
Yeah, having a deep fear of deep water. I got that shit. You know what I mean? But just imagine having to deal with flames, bro. You know what I mean? Having to deal with flames, you know, where there's no running away from that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no cooling yourself off, no stop, drop, and roll, trying to put the fire out, trying to patch yourself. Ain't gonna be none of that shit, bro. And there's no telling, hey, because we was touching up on, you could probably fuck around and burn up in like, you know, a couple of seconds, a minute or so, but to you and your spirit, it's gonna feel like a damn eternity, bro. Alright.
Alright, this is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run.
Because of the power, bro. You know, horses like they run. When you look at when you watch these medieval movies, or even watch a movie like 300, or even watch fucking what the fuck was that shit? Yeah.
So we took a picture, man.
But anyways, or watch like Troy. You see whenever they're on that battlefront and they running with their horses. You know what I mean? That's basically how the prophet was basically giving a description on how the missiles is gonna be coming over here, and how they gonna be sounding like a jet, bro. When you hear a jet, that shit like a bunch of like horses running, bro. Like thousands of horses just running, bro. You know what I mean? What you think the missiles are gonna be roaring in the skies, bro?
And horses in the scriptures is synonymous with power, man.
Come, bro.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 5. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array.
So this how you know it's not actually talking about horsemen or actual chariots, because neither one of those can cause stubble.
Or people battling.
God, neither one of those.
Guns are loud, man.
Yep.
It's talking about fire. The fire is nuclear missile going into what? Every angle. It is more on that.
Yep.
Verse 6, before their face the people shall be pained, all faces shall gather blackly.
Because what? When you see those nuclear missiles being shot, you just see them from a distance, bro. You just like, no fucking way they shot this shit, bro. No, this shit's gonna land. Like you look at the nuclear missiles from, and that's just coming from Russia. We're able to see it from right here. You know what I mean? That's just coming from fucking Russia, China. Just
Hey, nothing
there's
too.
no fucking way they
Sloppy.
launched this shit, bro.
Another thing too, people think Russia that far away. Russia
Hell
not that
no.
far
They
away.
close-
Alaska's close.
Yep. Russia and Alaska had a connection, but they broke it off because you had what they call the Kodiak Bear or some shit,
yeah.
or the dire bear. It was heavily populated in that area, so they had broke it off to basically prevent that from, like, you know what I mean? But Russia is not that far away from America, bro. Right? It's right there by Alaska. You know what I mean? So it ain't shit for them to.
And
You
just the sighting of seeing that, bro, like they really launched the missile. Imagine how they hit them folks at Hiroshima and Nagasaki were, bro. And hearing that shit, except we got what ICBM missiles, but you can see the little tail of it, you know, that little smoke tail coming up. Nah,
And that shit fire. It's like in that
hell
movie
nah.
X-Men, man, where they shoot all the nukes
Where they
and
shoot the
Magneto.
Yeah,
You
because-
know, but that ain't gonna happen with Magneto.
Yeah, he's
slapping that
it
motherfucker.
goes into
Yeah,
that.
because you're gonna be seeing
They should not break the rank.
They should not break the
You're gonna be seeing missiles leave. You're gonna be seeing missiles leave from here, and you're gonna see them stars falling on top.
nah.
Imagine that shit, because the scriptures talk about like how the stars of the constellations, or the stars shall fall from heaven. You're gonna see them missiles coming fast and a bitch in a form of a glowing ball.
Hey, Carl, that's the spirit.
Coming and just.
I had a dream about that too, but it was like the chariots shooting down laser beams, the red fucking orb just fucking destroying shit, bro. As soon as they were hitting the earth, they was destroying them. It was obliterating everything, man.
That's in Isaiah 65th
You know,
chapter as
because
well.
the chariots are gonna destroy too, man.
They're gonna be in there as well too.
Alright.
That's gonna be the final shebang, though, is the ICBM missiles, man, seeing them shits. And the thing about the difference about the UFOs or the chariots, as you people, or the UFOs, or you people know them as, is that you actually know that nuclear really exists. Nuclear missiles truly exist. You know that they've been shot before, they've been laid out before. People still on edge, people still believe that chariots don't even exist, but even though the government has came out and said that they exist, whatever. You know, but one thing you can't say about a nuclear missile is what? That they don't exist, man. You know.
So Joel chapter 2, verse 7, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one of his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
Like the ranks, and no one's gonna stop these nuclear missiles. No, there's no what's the word it was called? Those defense mechanisms.
Oh, the Iron Dome and
the
shit like
the
that?
Iron Dome isn't gonna be working.
It's anti-missile
Those
systems, man.
those
You know,
anti-missile systems. You gotta go for it. Go for it.
these missiles are hypersonic, man. They cannot be detected on radar, man.
And they actually fly low too. If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, they fly so high.
Some
to
of
lock
them
it.
do fly low too by the ocean.
By the ocean, but the
You know?
but the Satan 2 missile flies so high actually that they can't
be
They literally go into the earth,
get to space.
into space, and then once they reach over that target, then they
They use the gravity.
then that shit starts dismantling, and them motherfucking warheads start to come down.
And one warhead contains like 12 of them. That's
No,
why.
one missile can contain up to 12
Up to
warheads.
12 that's what I'm saying. So like when you go into the 100,000 thousands of missiles, the thing is it's not just counting for the missiles. It's talking about every single warhead that's gonna be laid out, man. Because what? Then again, could have just been John the Revelator just putting a number to it, throwing it out there, and being like, it was just a lot. You feel me? It was just a lot. It might not be exactly 100, because what 10 is a complete number as well too. So hundreds and hundreds of thousands, it's just 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So he's just seen a lot of them. Bro.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a literal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Like
but they gonna
100
have, it's gonna be a whole lot of missiles being
gonna be a
shot
whole
over here,
lot,
man.
man.
To where this shit is completely.
Cradle.
In an hour, bro. And you know how big
Crazy.
America is, bro? It's big.
That's why they contain up to 12 warheads, bro. Because each of them warheads can destroy a damn city.
Hell yeah.
A small city.
They said one of them could fucking knock out all of New York.
Mhm.
Oh, so like all of Texas.
Oh yeah, with the
That's-
Satan missile
yeah,
too.
Satan missile, he said, and Texas is what, the biggest state in the whole U.S.
Man, I even heard some shit where one missile, Satan had, not Satan. They have another Satan missile that can destroy like one half of the United
I know what
States.
you're talking about.
Don't know how true it is.
But then again,
But it's out there in the talks, and we know that the Most High has blessed them with technology
Exactly, bro.
for His indignation, for the Most High's anger.
Because at the end of the day, it's the Lord the one that's making this, bro. The scriptures say that I created the ways to destroy, man. Or you want to get that? I blow the Smith. But KJV broke the Smith, Isaiah.
I think Isaiah 54:16.
I think it's Isaiah
45.
55. What are the last verses?
Yeah, but those weapons, it's not just because to give Esau the power, but also because the Most High is gonna basically, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. The Most High is gonna make this man's own demise come upon him by his own blessing with that type of technology. You know, Oppenheimer, like we touched upon last camp, Oppenheimer, Salaka, whenever he had, you know, when that successful nuke get tested in New Mexico in 49 or some shit, 1950. You know, he knew then that they fucked up by creating that shit.
Hell yeah.
He knew like,
It's
damn,
over with.
like this is gonna be the end of humanity right here with this shit right here. Because of the power that it contains, bro. But it's because the Most High, that's the Most High's indignation, bro. You think the flood was bad, bro? This is gonna be next level extinction. You know, the Most High, he had made a name for himself in Egypt.
Exactly.
In Egypt, when he had, you know, he knocked off the Pharaoh and plagued him and all that shit.
And the spirit is, bro, is that he knocked out Pharaoh once the Lord had given him the most power he has ever had. Same thing with Esau, Edom. He gave him these nuclear missiles, so Esau, Edom in his mind, nobody can stop him. But guess what? That's what the Lord does on purpose.
Hey, when he shall fill his belly.
Yeah, but the Most High, he does that on purpose, like it says in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. The same reason I have lifted you up, Pharaoh, is the same reason I have lifted you up, Esau. It's just so I can show my power in you. He's going to use this nation of people so that the Most High can show his power and what? Bring fame back to the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, fear to him, and what it meant.
Man, that's how you know this nigga's the most proud, because I remember a couple of years back, the elders was bringing it out. I'm not too sure what source they got this from, but I remember the elders was bringing out on how Esau had basically, he did something. He tried to open up a portal to the heavens and try to send a missile to the Most High throne or some type shit. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
And I believe it too. You know what I mean? He tries to portray himself to be the Most High.
Yeah, this one is the second chapter.
But that's why the Most High is gonna humble the shit out this nigga.
Yeah, because the thing about the Most High is he's the one that gave you that Esau.
Imagine trying to send a missile at the Most High. That shit wild.
The one that gave you it.
Operation Fishbowl looking at.
You know what I mean? Like that shit wild. That's how you know this nigga just gonna have to go.
Real. Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy.
There you go. The only reason the Most High allowed these Edomites to go ahead and create the nuclear missiles is that what? So that he can destroy you. That's it. And really destroy your empire, because at the end of the day, none of you guys are going to go extinct once the ICBM was hit. So everybody's going to be alive.
Yeah, because you're gonna be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven.
There you go.
You know, we're not gonna build up our own kingdom. You know, we're not gonna be sweating the kingdom after sawing wood and shit.
Hell no. Picking up these bodies and
Out there welding and molding metal and shit. We're not gonna be none of that shit. We're not gonna be doing none of that. We're gonna get you to do that. You know, we had to do it for your ass.
for years.
You know what I'm saying? For centuries.
For free.
You know what I'm saying? For free. You know, even now we working. Like, we ain't making no motherfucking money. Like, Jake over getting paid pennies.
Yeah.
We down there working for free. We got to get this shit right back to you, nigga.
And then we gotta pay taxes on
And
taxes.
then we still gotta pay taxes on top of that.
For some shit we ain't even responsible for.
We get taxed for our paycheck, and once you get taxed on that paycheck, you go buy groceries, you get taxed on the groceries, and then you gotta put gas and you get taxed on that gas. Bro,
And depending on what state you in, your ass got to pay for them plastic bags.
and we even got you now, bro.
Like,
That's
goddamn.
10 cents a bag.
This is just a unrighteous ass rulership.
And this is how you know Esau was a hypocrite too, because he uses that as what? Saving the environment, something nice. More time he's dumping mad toxins and poisons in the ocean.
Like, he builds up his factories he purposely builds
Yup.
his factories next to streams,
Next to
rivers,
streams,
and lakes and shit
yup.
to pollute them.
Hey,
Hypocrite
they
ass.
get fucking The Simpsons, man. You know, they gotta show you too, man. You know, that's all.
Predictive programming, and Jake need to get off that dumbass shit. They predicting it. No, they're not, nigga.
Tell you, nigga.
Dumb ass niggas. They're not predicting shit.
Shit.
These niggas be stupid, boy. They predicting it, nigga. Who you think running the Simpsons? Who you think these directors are that are in control of putting out these scenes?
You can
and
actually
shit?
search up the directors and so of these different shows, and they all go back to Freemasons, bro. They're all Freemasons. And
I mean, they have to be connected on some type of level in order for them to be showing you it before it happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all those little 9/11 posters and like shit that was happening back then, you know, the little exposing how they knew it was gonna happen. Of course they knew it was gonna happen because they had it set up. There was no such thing as predicting this shit. They already knew that shit was gonna happen that day. You know? That little fake, they predicted it. They predicted, man, they stupid, bro.
They ain't predict shit. They're just showing you before they do it ahead of time.
Bro. They just showing you what they do.
Because that's the type of sorcery that Esau practices. Right? It comes that much more powerful when they show you it, and you basically show a blind eye to what they showing you in plain sight. You know what I mean? It becomes that much more powerful because they throwing it out there for you, but you're ignoring it.
It's actually it's a ritual that they do. It's called something that
Karmic law.
The karmic law. So if they show you what they're gonna do before they do it, and you people just shine it or just shun it, whatever, then guess what? To them, they think that okay, we showed you what we're gonna do. You people didn't do anything about it. We can go ahead and do it. Nothing's gonna come back to us. And it's just that's fake. You know, nonetheless, they still gonna pay for everything they did. That's just the way that they operate, man. On the left hand side.
Want me to continue reading Joel 2?
You got it.
So Joel chapter 2, verse 7. No, this is a chapter 8, Salakia. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path.
Verse 8.
And when they shall, verse 8, Salakia. Joel chapter 2, verse 8, Salakia from the top. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk every one in his path. And when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Talking about the missiles hitting their target, man. The Lord's going to have them hit their target on the exact same spot as he wants, man. Verse 9, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. Verse 10, the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark. And the stars shall withdraw their shining.
And that's how you know it's not talking about a guy running into someone's house and looting it. That's how you know, because what the fuck? No, it's going into what? The nuclear missiles walking, the fire going into. When you ever watch those videos when it comes to those nuclear missile tests,
They consume everything.
where it goes into there's like that little reverb, like you can see it goes into
the
the
winds.
Yeah, the wind, it goes into
You're
the
talking
whole
about
house.
shockwaves.
Yeah, they
the
go to
shockwave.
shockwave, everything, boom, it hits the house, and then when the flames hit it, which just defiles every little corner of it. And what does it say? It says it's gonna quake. You know, the earth is gonna quake before it. So that's how you know it's not talking about people running into someone's house. All right. And what's gonna happen? The scripture said that in the book of Isaiah as well too, that the earth is gonna, what's that one precept? Move to and fro. There you go. Move to and
Isaiah 24 and 22, I believe 22, 24. It's one of them.
You want to get that to back that point up because what? These nuclear missiles, they don't realize, and also talks about the waves too.
Yeah, I got
When
you.
these nuclear missiles hit, bro, it's gonna cause tsunamis, bro. And Jake, we still scared of that shit, bro. Imagine seeing a big ass fucking tsunami come forward off of a nuclear missile, man.
Yeah, you think when that levee broke in Hurricane Katrina, Jake was scared and shit and all that. Imagine a tsunami where waves reaching 100 feet.
Man, nothing compared, bro.
Finna sweep some shit up.
Jake on, I mean, they're not gonna be able to because most High's gonna preserve the body, but normally you have a heart attack just seeing a wave that big, bro, coming at you, bro. You see,
Hell yeah.
You seen the shadows of the fishes in there and shit from the back of the nuke.
Sharks.
Yeah, sharks
Whales and shit.
Whales, see shit from the back because you know how a nuke it has that back
Yeah, it has that light
Yeah, it had the
shining
light
and you'll
shining
be able
through.
to-
You can see the little, hell, even that big ass seaweed. You see that shit all crazy shit.
All type of crazy ass shit in that.
While it's rumbling, bro, while the earth is cracking and breaking around you, bro, Jake is gonna blow. And then Leviathan's in the mix too. Hell no.
Leviathan's so big where he's calling the water that's falling off him is calling tsunamis. I remember a brother had a dream. It was cold ass.
Oh, I remember that.
Well, he was talking about the Leviathan came out of the water.
Yeah, man. And he said that the water that was coming off him was wiping up the streets and shit, cleaning up everything.
Flooding the streets and shit.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait for this. And then the thing is what? Hey, Leviathan's gonna be in league with us, Icon, bro. That's mighty, bro. That's mighty. If we be in those members, bro.
Hey, command the wife to kill that motherfucker.
Nah, hell nah. Through the spirit, if I see Leviathan, I'm running away. If I see him in the hey, I'm about to see that spectacle from a distance, my
That's your
bro.
power.
He's going to hear the
for real.
screeches, just, hey, he's getting the screeches in the distance.
Nah.
Flames.
Fuck that shit. I ain't trying to get up close. Hell
Hey,
no.
that atomic breath.
melting shit for real, man. Plasma.
Real plasma.
I got you right here. This is the book of Isaiah 24:20. It say, matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 19. It says the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean, dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. You know what I mean? Because of the devastation that those missiles are gonna cause, and as those missiles are destroying shit, they're also gonna be, the earth is gonna be renewed, bro. Right? Because we touched upon how water is a cleansing agent and fire is a cleansing agent as well. So I remember the elder Kazak was touching up on this a couple of years back. You're gonna have new land masses being formed.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have crystals and, you know, different precious stone ornaments being formed and things of that nature and like that, because the earth is gonna be renewed with that fire, bro. Right? But with that, in order to get the beauty, the bad has to happen. The ugly has to come first. And we know that at first that shit's gonna be breaking shit up. You know what I mean? That shit's gonna be all them big ass skyscrapers these other nations got. Everything in America gonna be wiped clean from off the foundation of the earth, because the scripture says that I will not leave neither root nor branch. All of this shit is gonna melt. Whatever you see around you, it's gonna melt. All right. But
and you definitely know it's gonna make new minerals and different crystals, because not only when that shake hits and those missiles touch, it's gonna have a different heat to it, but also those volcanoes that are under the earth, they're gonna wake up. So you're gonna have a heat that the earth has probably never even reached before. And the thing about heat is that's how, you know, a lot of these stones are created through heat. They're under the flood. So when you have a new type of heat touching the earth, you know, via the ICBM nuclear missiles that are gonna be shot from Russia and these other nations to the US, it's gonna cause the earth to to wake up and shake the earth. Then what? The more volcanoes are gonna wake up. Why you having the nuke cities? So you gonna have just heat all over this motherfucker, bro. Bad. So the earth is gonna experience something new.
It's gonna be it's basically gonna be resetted. The settings are gonna be resetted because
It's gonna be a beautiful destruction.
man, bro.
Can't wait.
And they even talking about how they found a new continent of the, I don't know if y'all seen that.
Oh yeah, I did. See that.
Come on, bro. Imagine, bro, like in the kingdom we have a new continent and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like
they definitely did find some shit, bro. The thing is what? We gonna have
We're gonna find it first.
we gonna and the Most High can raise that continent up
exactly.
and give us access to that in the kingdom. You know what I mean? Different other continents. The Most High can form a different continent if he wants to. You know what I mean? That's how cold, man. Come on now.
It's gonna be so far out, bro. It's gonna be planets where you just can't even live in it because everything's alive. I just got done watching the movie Predator, and when he landed on that planet, the thing about that planet was everything was just OD. Everything was trying to. The vines were alive, like the tree vines were trying to kill you. The grass was extra sharp and just sliced through anybody. It was crazy. The animals there, that shit was OD, bro. Yeah, so go to show you how the Most High can really just make anything happen. But the scriptures say, is there anything where it may be said that it is impossible? The scriptures say that because what? The Most High can make anything happen, bro. Anything. You can't put Yahweh Bashim Yahweh shine in a box, bro.
Yeah, the Most High is far out. Far above your imagination. Like he said, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and your thoughts ain't my thoughts. We ain't shit but just dust. They say we use like 10% of our brain or some shit. The Most High, his brain is the Most High's brain. Not that the Most High has brain cells, but just speaking from a carnal sense, his brain cells are infinite. Right? The Most High he knows all things, man.
And to be honest, bro, we'll probably only use like 2% because of all the damn foods that we eat.
Fluoride and all this other bullshit, you know what I mean?
We really be at 2%. And then compared to the Most High, we're like at 0.00001%.
We ain't no shit, not even a fraction.
0, 0, 0, a million zeros before you hit that one.
We talking about the power that created tree bark, and even Esau himself says that tree bark isn't even. There's no other life form in the galaxy that has tree bark like how Earth does. It just goes to say, water. You can't create water, bro.
Yeah, real quick too. If the Earth was 1 centimeter closer to the sun, we would burn up. If we're 1 more centimeter away, we'll freeze to death, bro.
Yep.
Goes to show you how, bro, the Most High is perfect.
Man, truth.
Yup.
A month.
And the Most High was looking for the angels, all the high to go ahead and make this. Because when just throw that out there and get a little bit of edification, because I was watching the book, breaking down Genesis earlier today. When you go to Genesis, you read the book of,
talking about Elohim.
Yeah, that
They think they're thinking that that's referring to a title of the Most High. When Elohim in the Hebrew is Allahayim, which means powers, which is going into the angels.
And
The
then
ones that were
Howard
written in the
Shine.
book of life.
And the only time you see the name Lord, like all in caps Yahweh, is in the second chapter. Because that's when the Most High dealt with the Adamites and decided to give them what? His image. And that image was what? His ways of life, his laws. Not physical appearance as Jake likes to go ahead and put it at. He made it like this is his image. No, that's talking about the ways of the Adamites were the first ones to go, because there was already people and nations living there.
Yeah, because if people don't go off that concept of how he made us in his image, like that, then that would mean that the Most High technically does have an image, right? He has a particular look, right? You know what I mean? But that's not what and he does have a particular look. But as the brothers are getting into, yeah, that's not even what that's going into. That's going into, going into, the Most High establishing a covenant with the sons of God. You know what I mean? Which is us through the reincarnation today, which is the sons of God was nothing but just Jake.
Just Jake, yeah.
Jake with a different title on him. Y'all got anything else y'all want to bring out?
Now we can close out with Matthew 24 and 13 though.
Yeah, let's rock with it.
It's the book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. That's the mindset that you gotta have in this truth. If you got the mindset of you only gonna be around when shit is going good, then the Most High eventually gonna wing your ass out.
Or when shit's going bad too. Jay likes to come into this when shit's already.
Well, that's what I mean. When shit going, because to us it's good in the spirit.
God.
It's good to us. You know what I mean? Us in the know. So you got Jake that'll try to come around and try to, but then fuck around and become hella lukewarm whenever shit start,
Yeah, getting back to normal.
Nah, bro.
And that's that Christianity bullshit, bro. When Christians, only when shit's hitting the fan, or when they do some wicked ass shit, I'm gonna go on Sunday to church.
You know what I'm
That's the same thing as a Jake that, damn, bro, I've been off. I'm gonna decide to go to camp for like a month.
Or that's equivalent to like a Christian getting on social media and apologizing for some old shit they did in front of everybody. Like
in front
nobody.
of the whole congregation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that goes, the scripture, Matthew the 5th chapter. When thou goes to pray, hide thyself in the closet. Don't be as a hypocrite that love to go pray in the synagogue. Yeah, because what? You have a reward. These people think you're righteous. Look at him, he cool. The Most High like, man, what the fuck? You gotta go ahead and pray to me, bro.
Yeah, and I mean on top of that, niggas do shit like that to get attention.
Yeah, to get attention.
A nigga will do some shit like that, trying to pray in front of everybody to make it seem like he holier than thou.
Oh my God.
Like trying to make everybody be like, look, this nigga righteous. Like, look, like nigga, like nah, bro. Pray him in secret. It's supposed to be a conversation between you and the Most High in the heavens, not you and everybody else.
It's just pray me in secrecy, and I will reward thee openly. So you gotta go into that closet, pray to Yahweh where you're lacking there, where you're going.
And put it in perspective.
And then go into the world and watch the Most High do His wonders. Don't be going out there just trying to tell Jake and people in the world what you've been going through and all that. Man, at the end of the day we can't do nothing about it.
Hey, what's called a full events month.
And the precept that the brother had quoted was in the book of Matthew, and the book of Matthew is a part of the gospel. So you have people that'll be like, see, you do this in secret, then here we're gonna reward you in the open. See, you're gonna be driving the cleanest car. You're gonna be doing all this shit in the open. Like, no, nigga, the gospels was about receiving the Rakakadas, the Holy Spirit,
good news,
and the good news, and doing what? Receiving the kingdom of heaven. That's how the Most High is gonna reward you openly, bro. Next thing you know, you're gonna be at the prophesying and teaching and things of that nature. Once that mustard seed, starts to sprout. You know what I mean? Because that's how each and every one of us in this truth started off as small as a mustard seed, but then it sprouts. But then going back to what the brother had pulled, he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved, bro. So in order for us to be saved, because nobody saved it, right? In order for us to get that goal, right, you gotta endure through this shit, man. Right? You gotta endure through the ups, the downs, the upsets, the spiritual highs, the spiritual lows. When it's prophecy booming like a motherfucker and things so-called go quiet in the spirit, nothing ever goes quiet. Yeah. There's always something brewing up, especially in these times that we in there. That's why Jay got to keep that shit in mind, bro. Don't get discouraged, because the Most High is gonna get shit cracking. All right.
I got some couple scriptures before we close out.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. No man that warreth entangling himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. Let me, I got a little excited, man. Verse 4, no man that warreth entangling himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully, man. And we're supposed to be striving lawfully, man. You know? That's it for that, though.
So, you know, with that being said, I don't reconcile. This lesson was edifying to the ears of the hopeful members of the elect. All right, and that our sacrifice was acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Shai. So, you know, with that being said, as usual, we're going to end it off by facing the east, giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who have taught and learned this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to you, Waka, that are serving Yahweh Shai, sincerity, hoping for mercy and salvation in these last days, man. With that, we say Shalom and Yahweh Shai Barakatuh.